Hello vinyl community, back again to do another video. This time I'm going to cover two topics. The first is a tour of one of the better record stores in the Houston area called Cactus Records. So I hit Cactus Records here a couple days ago, and it was actually a pretty good day. The next topic that I do want to cover is Record Store Day, or the lazy man's guide to surviving it. So let's talk about Record Store Day. The Record Store Day experience here in Houston is a very interesting one. So I've hit my local store before a couple times, Sweet Spot Audio, and they've expressed a frustration because they don't get all the stock in on time. And so it's gotten to the point where, you know, they'll order a few things, but, you know, they're just trying to separate themselves out. Not to mention all the stock that they do get, they have to sit on, so sometimes they end up eating it. Cactus is very much the same way. I've talked to some of the folks there, and for the past few years, they'll order a lot of stuff, and it doesn't come in on time. So you have a lot of people that get there at like god-awful hours in the morning, just waiting in line, and the thing that they want is not there. So, you know, I question why go, and more often than not you can find stuff online if you're savvy and smart, and you know, I hate waiting in line. I've had a bad experience with this movie. Yeah, so you know, I saw the 3 originals in the theater, and when this rolled around in '99 or so, I was so excited, so amped up for it. I stood in line for 6 hours, and that was a huge deal for a town that only had 3 screens. And you know, you waited 6 hours, and there was a line of people. I mean, this was before, you know, the days of Black Friday, and you got in and you started watching it, and you got to the end, you're like, really? I wasted 6 hours for this? It was a major letdown. So after that, you know, I always kind of question, is it worth waiting in line? Especially when you know by the time you get there, what you want may not be there. But anyway, enough rambling. Here's kind of a tour of Cactus, and I hope you enjoy.
I'll be back home.
So Lazy Man's Guide to Surviving Record Store Day. So here's just a quick shot of some of the stuff that was still in Cactus 7 days after the fact. And you know, I've heard people wanting the Dead Can Dance, which is phenomenal. I picked it up when it first came out. You'll see here that I pull out a copy. Another one is the Requiem for a Dream soundtrack. They had 3 copies of that guy, and there's a bunch of other stuff. Now, the thing that I was really after was the Etta James reissue. I was very curious on Jackpot. So it was officially sanctioned by Universal Music Group, but they, you know, changed the graphics. It was originally released on Argo, which was a subsidiary of Chess Records, and you know, I didn't like that they changed it to Jackpot with a Jackpot numbering scheme. But anyways, I was really curious. That was the thing I was going for, and I didn't find it. So just to show you a clip, here was what was at Cactus. Yeah, so you can see there was a lot there. Now, if you're savvy, and there are 3 sites that I recommend hitting up on the Sunday, immediately after Record Store Day. So, Amoeba. As you can see here, Amoeba, the selection was greater on Sunday afterwards, but they still have a lot of stuff, and it's not marked up to, you know, 3 or 4 times the amount. It is what they were charging their folks that were standing in line in Hollywood or Berkeley. The next site that I highly recommend is Bull Moose. Bull Moose is probably the best one because they have a ton of stock. Anything that doesn't sell in the stores becomes available online like 2 or 3 days afterwards. So here's just kind of a screenshot of me kind of thumbing through the Bull Moose catalog. Now the last site I recommend checking out is Dusty Groove out of Chicago. Now I'm going to be flat out honest, I get frustrated with Dusty Groove, but sometimes you can find some good stuff. The way their website is designed, it's shoddy, because you can order something, but you know, once you order something, it doesn't take it out of the stock on the website. So somebody could have ordered it before you did, and because they were first in the queue, they get it. And you think that you're getting it, but not always. So you don't find out until 2 days later until they ship. And then you'll see, oh, hey, I thought I had this in order. And so Dusty Groove can be hit or miss. They're used records. I don't care for their grading. I think that they overgrade in some regard, so use some caution when you order from them, at least in terms of used records. Used records, I think Amoeba does the best job. I think that a lot of the records that I've got ordered online that are VG Plus usually come here at my home in near mint condition, so I think that they grade a little more conservatively, so there you have it. That's just my thought. So VC, I'm curious, do you have any suggestions, any tips for having a lazy record store day like me? Any tips for avoiding the eBay flippers? Let me know. Shoot me a comment, make a video, I'd appreciate it. And with that, have a great week.